30. These girls over here like 30. These young chicks that sit right here, they black. They two young black chicks. They was like in their 20s. This lady's in her 60s. And when I say that every woman in there was engaged, like everybody took their headphones off, we all having a conversation. And I told the older lady, I was just like, sometimes there are spaces where as people, as human beings, we show up and you feel like you don't know what the fuck you got going on, what the fuck you're supposed to do next, how the fuck to fix the shit you got going on. And I was like, no, that shit is scary because you scared you gonna lose everything around you because you don't know how to get things back on track. And so I was like, this is the first time I was telling the ladies, and I was like, this is the first time in a really long time I felt seen and not judged, because everybody was so engaged and we just talking about life, and they talking about experiences, and they talking about being a woman, they talk about hormones. And I was like, this is the first time in a long time where I, as a woman, I feel like it's okay to not know, to not have it figured out.
Time, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, the two of us.
Spanish, because we all are Spanish and we know we all understand each other in Spanish. She was just like, we speak English too. I was like, it was weird. All of y'all stopped talking, so they was like, yeah, so they left out. But the girl comes, some young girls come in, they talking about how little my feet was in there. And she's the smallest person in there too. Not short, small, like small frame, petite, little bitty. And we all start talking about like hormones and the stigma of women having to be in spaces where we act like things are not wrong with us. So you're like, when your girlfriends ask you like, no girl, I'm good, but you really your whole life fucking falling apart, but you don't want your friend to know that your shit is not together, so you acting like you good. And I was telling them, I was like, no. I said, when I got to my 40s, I felt like any of my friends that can't understand that shit ain't good for me, fuck them. Look what you got in front of you. Mm-hmm. I was like, any of my friends, this shit is ridiculous. I was like, any of my friends that don't understand this shit that I'm going through, the hormones and shit, I'm not fucking sparing they feelings. I said, I don't know. I said, I got to a point in my life, I said, I just started talking to my girls about what the fuck I was experiencing, because I felt like my mother, they were not inclusive. Like, they weren't people who shared what they were going through. So you start feeling like you're going through this shit by yourself. So I'm not doing that shit with my girls. I want them to know that this is normal, that this shit happens. This is what I did. This is how you move through it. These are the things that I tried, because I don't want you to feel like you're alone in it either. And so I was like, the way your mind moves when your hormones are out of whack is fucking scary. I was like, some days you almost feel like a shell of yourself. I was like, I said, you ever wake up and you just don't know what the fuck you should do? And I said, you almost want to run away. I was like, the past 2 years, I've had days where I woke up like, I don't know what this feel, how to explain this feeling to somebody, and the only thing you want to do is just go somewhere and lock yourself in a space. And I was just like, we got to talking, and like, just they are the older black lady. She was just like, nobody ever. She's like, she's 60 years old, and she's just now finding out that a lot of the things that she was experiencing in the last 10 years have been because her gut was not in the right direction. She was like, you know how I found it out? She was like, I stumbled across something y'all call Instagram. It was so funny how she said it. Everybody in the room started laughing. I stumbled across something y'all call Instagram. And she was just like, I started seeing people talk about it, and she started getting a few of the things that they got. And she was like, my whole body changed. She was just like, doctor is just like, what are you doing? She was like, I'm scared to tell them what I'm doing, because it's natural, they gonna tell me that don't do that shit. And I said, no, you should tell them. because they think that they fucking pushing medication. I was like,
No, they don't. They know. They just need their money.
and so that's what I told her. I was just like, I said, my doctors kept wanting to put me on depression medication, and I said at first I
Doctors are not here to cure you. They here just to treat you and keep you coming back.
right. And so she was like, I said when I first went on the medication the first time, I can't lie, I felt better. I said, but I said there's the side effects to that shit. I said it numbs you so much that you don't have emotions. Like I said, like when you on your period, you be emotional as fuck. You could cry on the whim. I was like, I didn't even have the ability to cry on my period. Like I know that shit is not normal. And I was just like, she was like, why? I said, because I'm an emotional person. Like that's my space. I'm a very emotional person. And I said, to not be able to cry, I knew like this shit is crazy. And I was like, just to think they put women on in the 70s. If you said that you weren't happy, they put women on Prozac like candy. If you go and do the research, women was put on Prozac every time they said that they didn't feel great. That was like their medication. But I'm like, that's why the baby boom era disappeared for a while, because that shit numbs your body. And so they were all like, so we was talking, we came out as two young white chicks. They was like, that was really a dope ass conversation. And the young chick, she was just like, I wish that we could fill spaces more often where we felt unjudged by having feelings of like, fuck them kids. Because the one chick was like, you be doing so much for your kids and you just feel, she like, you wake up some days and you look at them like, you want to close your eyes and blink like you got the genie syndrome where they just go away. She's like, not because you don't love your kids, just because you be exhausted. All the running you be doing, I was just like, no, that's some real shit. And I said, but women are scared to say that shit because then it looks like you don't like your fucking kids or you hate being a parent. So when you say stuff like that out loud, people like, ooh, judging. She was like, bitch, you woke up feeling the same fucking way I felt. I was like, yeah. She was just like, that was a very authentic conversation. She was like, it's crazy that it happened in a dry sauna. She was just like, but look, the more we talk, the more the girls took their headphones off. And everybody, like, by the time we got finished, everybody had their headphones off. And was all listening. Like, one of the young chicks, she was like in her 20s, she was just like, she's like, even my mother, she's like in y'all's age, and she's never talked to me about any of this stuff.
You going in or you want me to go in?
I'll go in. What do you...
My normal.
What's your normal? Because that's sweet. You want the Pop-Tart?
No, I don't. I haven't been getting the Pop-Tart in a minute.
You want the Lenny's cookies thing. And you want strawberry. If they got all strawberry.
So she'll be back in just a moment to finish our conversation.
Wait, what?
So
You was recording me?
yes, I was recording you. I told you I'm gonna start recording your ass because you always got a life story that's happening to you all the time.
I wouldn't have been crying if
So,
I would have known.
She always got stuff to talk about, but never want to talk about it, and she talking to the wrong person about this stuff because.
But why am I? See, that's
Well,
another
you're not
thing we're talking about.
not-
You need to know.
No, I'm just listening. That's the only thing I can do.
That's not. That's not the only thing.
Yes, it is. I can't say nothing on those conversations. I don't have those things you have, so all I can do is just listen.
You, as a man, y'all do go through stages where y'all hormones shift just as well as
I don't know.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
I don't. No. I haven't had it then.
You was a lie. Do you want me to tell these people how you sleep at night?
Yeah, because who do I sleep to? Lady on Fire. You right. So. So I tell her all the time. I'm just gonna start recording her because she always got a story to tell for y'all women to help or whatever. So y'all should listen. Check her out. So I'm just gonna start recording all the time. Y'all gonna start seeing her more often because her and my daughter, they always got some stories, either running into random people or something crazy happens every time they together.
I don't know, like I told you before, it's just weird to me sometimes. I really went into the dry sauna. I had my Joel Osteen on, and I wasn't trying to be
every
engaged,
time.
but...
Stay out the sauna. If
No,
you ain't gonna, if you ain't gonna help
the sauna
people,
is very therapeutic, and
yeah,
even this conversation.
But every time you go in the sauna, you come out with a story. Every time.
Because for some, like I told you before, some people are, you know as well as I do, the draw sign don't mean nothing.
You gonna go in?
I can go into a grocery store and people will gravitate and start talking to me.
Yeah.
You know that. And even though I be like, why are these
No,
people
because
talking?
you're a talkative person.
I'm an engaging person.
No, you're talking. Sometimes we be like, don't let her start talking to people because we'll never get out the store. Ask your kids. But you gonna go in? Or we gonna sit here about another 20 minutes? You can come back out and finish. When you got my cookie and milk. All right. So, I guess you can say this is one of our let's talk about it, which she's just talking. I'm not talking on this one because, like I said, she always got interesting stories, but never want to sit down. She always want to talk to me. Some days I just don't care. I don't want to talk about it. But so I be like, put it on the platform. You got stories that I feel women can get together and listen to and compare notes about what's going on in their lives as they grow older and get older. Because as a man, I can't talk about it. I can tell. I guess I can talk about it because I can tell you the fucked up shit that happened that goes on with women, especially when you be with somebody years and you notice changes in them from their body, emotions to all of that. So I can speak on that side, but as far as my experience from it, yeah. But as far as feeling those emotions and none of that, I can't speak on none of that. So that's all on her. So yeah, so this is our, you know what? I guess you could say this will be our first let's talk about it of 2024, because we've been in chill mode, which really I've been in chill mode and just trying to figure out how I'm gonna move in this next within this next year, and I still haven't figured it out all the way. It's just, so I just been trying to keep pushing and what we gonna do, because we haven't even done a Sips on Friday. So but I have been posting, you know, what you call them, shorts, new drinks and stuff. Been trying, just haven't had a sit down where we whip up a drink like we used to. And I've been trying not to drink as much, which I really don't drink as much anyway. Normally it's on the weekend, maybe a Friday, Saturday. Sunday I try not to drink, so getting back ready for work. So unless it's just one of them hectic nightmare weeks or days I've been having, then I'm like, man, I need a bottle something just to ease me out. But normally that's my gym. Gym is what helped me ease out with a lot of stuff. So, and just started a cleanse, so I'm trying not to eat a bunch of meat. I'm getting back on my factor meals coming up. Actually, it's supposed to be dropped off this week, so I'm trying to get back my diet right.
I got you too.
So I can live along where they don't sell.
Whatever shit I got. I got you a peanut butter.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
I figured because I've never seen.
I think I have, but I haven't gotten it in a while. I'm gonna have to order those snickerdoodles.
Yeah, I told you. Like,
But yeah, this is my after gym workout little routine to get me back on track.
That's his. I do almonds. And I do my
I do those normally if I go to Smoothie King,
right,
and get my almonds and milk and stuff. But you got anything else you want to say for the people?
I was just gonna say that as women, like, I think we should start sharing more and not be afraid to be judged, because we all are having very similar life experiences, and instead of raising our kids, our young girls, to believe that like we have to be tough, and we have to function in a space of always being okay. We need to be comfortable with allowing our girls to not be okay, and making them feel heard in those spaces, because that whole even it goes over into your doctor's appointments. When you go to the doctor, your OBGYN, they oh, you're good, like it can't be that bad, and making you feel like what you're experiencing or what you have going on is not anything. So I think we need to do a better job as women in cultivating a climate where we can speak to each other about our experiences and about our bodies and about what's happening with us and about our lives, so we can encourage and help each other through this journey called life. And that does not just go for women, it goes for men. Like, y'all already forced in a space where y'all have to constantly be tough, and you and your homie could be having the same experience, and you feeling hopeless, but your friend feeling hopeless too. He not expressing to you like, man, today I'll just be tired of these fucking kids. I'll just be tired of taking care of your family. It's okay to have that feeling and still love your families and still nurture your families. Like, that's okay. Like, I think that we encourage everybody to be tough. So then when you going through
sometimes you just gotta get out and go fly a kite. That's what I need to go do.
see the random shit.
Because somebody was flying a kite, and I've been wanting to go back and fly a kite. I haven't done it since me and Nyla.
Right. But I think we just need to get away from that, because the world we live in is so fake and so superficial. And that shit ain't real. What y'all seeing on people's pages?
It's real.
That shit is not real.
No, this shit is real. I don't know what you're talking about. This is like, it's real.
I mean, life is real, but like the stuff that people are, you see in 5 minutes.
Shit.
5 minutes of somebody's life. The other 24 hours in a day.
No, everybody just want to show the good. They're not showing the bad.
When shit is bad, it's bad.
That's like that's what we say about rap.
Rap music.
Especially the new rap. Even my growing up with rap, it told you and showed you the consequences of shit you doing and what your repercussions is. A lot of the shit nowadays, it ain't showing you that. Or they think it's a game. That's why you got all these young cats wilding out, and then they getting these life sentences and all that shit, and they like, tried to warn you, nigga. You didn't listen to the music.
But I just think that you can be vulnerable. You can be vulnerable without being soft. That needs to be a slogan on a t-shirt. Being vulnerable don't make you less of a man.
Not to y'all women.
Them ain't real women that you need to be with. This is the thing. If you with a woman that can't handle you not having a good day, not having a day where you want to quit, not having a day where you want to cry because life is hard, and you as a man trying to do everything you can to take care of it. If she says to you like, I don't want to be around you because she's soft, she ain't the woman that you supposed to be with.
Okay, well, we about to go.
That's real talk.
We about to go in the sun right now. I'm gonna ask you that. So,
look, now you know I don't spare no expense. So you ask me a question.
You ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
Okay.
I'm like zero. I ain't got no feelings. What you talking about?
Whatever. Come on with the get down.
So, we've been dating for a couple years.
Okay.
I just fell on hard times.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, I need some money to pay my mortgage.
We've been dating. We're not living together.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got your place, I got my place, but we've been dating for years, for a few years, more than a year.
Okay.
A couple years.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, however you want to count it. I fall on hard times. And I say, hey, I'm in a real bind. I need some money to pay my note.
Okay.
And your response is, no, I'm not gonna help you.
That wouldn't be my response.
No. That could be your response.
No, it wouldn't be my response. But okay, go ahead.
I'm like, you know what? I can't help you.
Why come I can't help you?
That's what you respond to me. So I then in return, you know what? I typed up all the shit that I done helped you with. I done spent over 20 grand since we've been together on you, doing stuff, whatever, however you want to say, whether it's helping you buy shit, do shit, fly shit, try shit, all of that.
Okay.
So then I was like, you know what? I can't fuck with you no more. I'm breaking up with you.
So you type up the list of the things that
Yeah.
you've done for me, and when you look at that list, you realize I don't need to be with you.
Yeah, I get you a spreadsheet and be like, you know what? This is the list of all the detailing everything I've done. So I'm like, you know what? I ain't fucking with you no more. Peace.
Okay.
But you in your mind, you feel like you just wasted 3 years down the drain, and in your mind you felt like I was the person you wanted to marry, wanted to be with forever, and now you feeling hurt and you can't believe that I broke up with you.
Okay. First, I'm gonna answer it.
I'm just reading it. I sent it on your phone. I sent it to you in the message.
Okay, but just let me look at it. Because my phone, I forget what it said.
This is real. This is actually happening. It's been verified.
So, can I read it to the people?
Yeah, you can read it.
My boyfriend of 3 years lost his job last month, which has been a significant challenge for him. He approached me 2 weeks ago and asked me if I could help him pay his mortgage, but I told him no. Last week, he presents me with a spreadsheet detailing everything he had done for me during our relationship, totaling over $20K
Keeping notes.
in value. He then broke up with me after 3 years down the drain, and I feel like I lost 3 years down the drain. Despite feeling guilty because he never asked for anything, I still feel that he is truly my man. I can't believe this. What? I can't believe he broke up with me because I told him no. He found a way to pay. What? He found a way. Oh, he found a way to pay his mortgage. I don't think he
at first
was
it had me
wrong.
thinking like, here's some shit I would do. I would test you. I got the money anyway, but maybe I was gonna ask to marry her.
And I just want to see how hard she got for me.
And this was a test.
Right.
You just failed the fucking test miserably.
Well, okay.
Because I'm that type of nigga that I test like a motherfucker. I do all type of shit.
First.
But anyway, continue on.
So she says, I don't think I was wrong because he's supposed to lead me, plus I don't live with him. If I was living with him, I would have did it. Do you see my point?
No.
And for me, no, I don't see your point. Because to me, it's this. If we invested in each other and we been with each other for 3 years, the goal behind us being with each other for 3 years is this is a slow migration to us eventually being engaged or being married. And so in that, the way I was raised is he taking care of me, so I'm gonna make sure I take care of him to the best of my ability. That is, if you lead into marriage, that's the ultimate goal. Like, you're supposed to be able to help. If that person have it to give, then it shouldn't be a loss for you, because the goal is that we're moving in a space that we're eventually going to be together. And so what makes it different from you being in your own house and him being in his own house, you helping him, as opposed to us being in the marriage together and he can't pay the rent, but I got the rent money and I ain't gonna pay it just because I feel like you're supposed to leave? That would be the same thing. I wouldn't be able to trust you as a man to like, oh, now, so what you gonna do if I lose my job and we together and we married and we in the same house? You gonna be like, oh, you supposed to leave, so I'm not helping you? That's not
what I'm gonna say in my future voice.
she for the streets.
I'm about to clip that in there.
I mean, for me, that's not moving in a space that I want to be your wife. Because for one, it takes a lot for a man to come to
her, she do.
No, she don't.
Yes, she did. She said it.
She said it, but she ain't ready.
In her mind, she is.
No, she's not. You can't read.
She thinking, I don't know where she can go up.
Because it should be, your mind should be like, if he don't got it, I got it.
Man.
If I got it. If I got it, you good.
Yeah, you're right. But in my TK Kirkman voice, who raised you?
Okay.
Cause something.
My daddy raised me to believe that a man hardly ever will come to a woman and will ask them to give them money because the level of respect that he feels like his manhood is. So if a man comes to you, he got to be vulnerable and backed up against the wall to ask you. Or he don't got no options. Or it could be a test too, but most times, that's the only time that a real man will actually do that. So, if he came to you, he didn't come to his homies. He didn't ask his mom or daddy. He asked you. That means, obviously, he has a great deal of respect for you. And it's got to be hard for him to humble himself and do that. So, for me, I'd be like, thinking to myself, like, dang, like, he really asked me? Like, he could have asked anybody, but he asked me. But I'm not like these young chicks. I'm a little different from that because I was raised by older parents. So
I think
my mind frame is a little different.
That's new age women thinking it.
I mean, we went, like, I was asked here recently.
Man, y'all gonna fail every time.
Like, we went 7 years living together before you ever asked me to marry you. And I was asked, did I feel bad because you never asked? I was like, no. I felt like when he ready, he asked me. I would have hated for him to ask me year 2 and he wasn't ready. Then I was asked, but you was pregnant by him. I'm like, what that got to do with anything? It's like you was good enough for him to have a baby with you, but you wasn't good enough for him to marry you. I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, I want you to be ready.
Hey,
saying that you want to marry somebody is not light. That's some real stuff. You're saying to God that I'm willing to sacrifice my life looking out for this person, and I'm gonna try to do and uphold to the best of my ability that I'm keeping her covered, and that is major. So for me, I want you to know honestly within your heart of hearts that I'm the person that you want to ride this rest of this life out with, because that's just real for me. I come from a family where I got, my parents have been married for years, over 60 years. So for me, I don't want you to do this and take that shit lightly. I want you to be serious about it, because marriage be marriaging, okay?
Be marriaging.
It be marriaging.
What the fuck?
And it bees with the like be hard sometimes. So I want you to be sure that this is what you want to do. So I think, to me, my mind frame is different. You think about like a lot of girls these days.
Everybody's mind frame is different. That's the way we see that.
But I'm not with everybody else, so I don't really care what them other people think. I'm thinking about like I want to do life with you, so I want you to be ready. So if I'm with you for 7 years, it ain't like the whole 7 years.
You gotta watch when you say you want to do life, because we can do life two different, the other kind of way.
First of all, I ain't talking about the jumpsuit, because I'm not built for the jumpsuit.
Ride or die. What you talking about?
I'm not good in jumpsuits.
Bonnie and Clyde. What was the movie with the came out a couple years ago?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
No, with the black boy and
Oh, it's a car wreck.
and the
What?
black chick.
The black
They were
chick?
like Bonnie and Clyde.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name
Yeah, I
of it.
can't think of the name. Yeah, it's either that. We got to go all the way out.
I mean, I'll ride with you. You know that.
So we about to go get this money.
I mean, I don't want to say that on camera. Okay. Then y'all be hearing about a story, you be like, wait a minute. No. But I want you to be sure. And I wanted to be sure that was something that...
I think nobody's never... I guess you can be sure.
You say that, but a lot of things change.
But yeah, you take everything... I don't want to say risks, but a chance.
Yeah, it's a chance.
People change every day. You might be this way for a whole year, and then the next year you're like, I'm changing.
It's very true.
Not because nobody done nothing. Sometimes just because you feel you need to change. You feel you going through stuff that you need to change. That has nothing to do with me. That's all on you. Then I may not like the way you change it.
Well, I think
that way you change may not work for me no more in this time in life.
That was part of the conversation that we was having in the dry sauna.
So you got to make a decision on like, am I gonna stick with these changes or leave because of these changes?
Right.
So you got to decide on, is these changes really that bad? Or is they detriment to our relationship?
Because sometimes what's a healthy change for another person is not a healthy change for your partner.
Yeah.
And
people don't look at it like that.
Right. That can be a hard thing. You see your partner changing and you want to be on the level that they are. I don't think as human beings we're meant to be on the same page or the same level as the people around us. I think that's the goal. Like, we learn at different paces, but I think sometimes you can feel very left behind when you see your partner growing in a way that's different from your growth, and you feel stuck and you don't know how to fix it so that you can be on his level.
People know how to fix it, they just don't want to fix it. People get in a comfortable zone too much. It's like I say the same thing with you than going to the gym. You stick to the same routine, don't want to get out your comfortable zone.
I do stuff out of my comfort zone. I worked with you last week.
You don't want to do them dirty 30s. You keep doing the leg step down thing. I say get the bar and do the squats. Do the rack.
I don't even see that in the gym.
What you mean?
I don't see that bar in the gym. I see the other one.
The squat bar. You always get on that thing and press your leg down. You can even do...
That's not the only thing I do, sir, on my legs.
Man, that's your normal routine. I know your routine pretty much in and out. I see it all the time. That's what I'm saying. You stick to... Most people want to stick to, even with work, life, everything. Once you get comfortable with it, you don't want to change. No, but I'm comfortable here. You get it. You have to get out of that uncomfortable zone. Don't worry about people looking at you getting on the step to do a pull-up. Don't feel.
First of all, I'm less worried about people watching me.
No, you're not.
I really be thinking about when I hurt myself. So every time I think
you
about
hurt yourself from a pull-up. You
sir,
just let go.
That's where I jacked my arm up at.
You wasn't doing pull-ups.
Yes, I was.
You was doing dips.
I was doing where you raise your legs. You put your arm up on there and you raise your legs and do it the.
Yeah, that's not a pull-up. And that was different. You just let yourself go.
All I know is the fear that I feel whenever I get to that machine. It's real for me. And so I'm like, I don't want to fuck myself up like that and be jacked up for the next few years over it like I was the last time.
Hey, fear is temporary. Is this the right street?
But you do have, you know, I'm a creature of habit. And I rarely tread outside of my natural habits or things that I'm comfortable with, because I really don't. The fear of the unknown has always been a thing for me, and I really don't. I don't want to be in that space anymore. It's just hard to move through. But you're right.
So that's how. Like I said, that's how people is.
But to go back to her, like, for her to be mad now.
Remember, you only fail if you don't try.
Yeah, I'm realizing that.
If you don't try, that's how you only fail. Everything else is a lesson. Ooh, I don't think I can remember. How did I get this way?
Yeah. But as far as like her saying that she's upset behind him distinguishing and making a choice, I mean, he could have just said, "Oh, I'm gonna let her pass," and then get engaged to her or get married to her, and then she'd be like, "No, I'm not helping you with the rent. I ain't helping you with the mortgage. I'm not doing that." Or you a man, you need to step up to the plate. Then you married to her. Then you stand the risk even more. So he just decided for himself that if she can't help me in this moment, she definitely can't help me and be married to me. Cause how do I? That's a bigger risk. So for him, he just made the decision like, No, I think I'm good.
And now she like,
And now she realized, and the reality to it is that's a come to Jesus moment for herself. Because now she need to have that self conversation with herself on, and was I being selfish in my thinking? Because she was. By thinking like, oh, he a man. Wait, so you mean a man can't have days where he fall down too? You want him to have grace when you're not at your best, but you don't want to have grace when he not at his best. That's not cool. So you gotta be able to extend the same grace that you want somebody to give you on a day when you ain't good. So when you ain't good, you want me to be understanding on shit when you ain't good, but you don't give a shit about me when I'm not good. Now, that's not the start of a marriage. That's not. And if your thinking is that way, then you need to reassess yourself. Not him reassess himself. You need to reassess yourself. Because if you can't catch me when I'm down, the same way you would want me to catch you when you down, there's a problem with it. So, I don't know, like, for me, if it was reversed, if the situation was reversed,
that's a perfect spot.
how would you do?
What you mean?
If the situation was reversed, how would you feel?
What you mean reverse?
If you was the girl and I was the guy in that situation.
What you mean? How would I feel? I would have gave it to you.
Well,
We already been doing our thing. You know how I am.
I know how you are, period, in general, as a man. Which is thus why I've been with you for the one of the reasons why I'm with you.
I'd have been like, I still would have gave it, but what's this other shit?
But you have a giving heart.
No, I got my limits. Don't get it twisted. It just depends on the scenario.
Yeah.
But like I said, you done gave me the receipts. Like, damn, you really did spend that? Yeah. All right, let me see what I got. I may not have it all, but I got something for you.
At the same time, he shouldn't have had to do that.
What you mean?
He shouldn't have had to put together a list of all the shit I did for you in order for you to have the reflection of, damn, you know what, you did do a lot. Let me go ahead and give you that.
Well, that was because she said no.
Because you have no outlet.
Yeah, no, I want to see these lots.
But y'all, if y'all don't know what he doing, he driving around looking at lots. This shit is horrible. Like,
Oh, this is all that's minor.
but nah, bro,
What you mean?
that's BS.
BS what?
You shouldn't have to present a list for me to have a contest. Y'all, this how he do. Mr. Mostyle can be, he initiated the conversations, and then he'll be like this sometimes. So, this is what I'm saying, like, sometimes you have to, relationships, marriage, love, you gotta sometimes reflect on a person's core. Because if you're a simple-minded human being and you can't, I think that there's moments in marriages where you have to reflect back on somebody's core to remind yourself why you fell in love with them. I saw that card, it scared me. Why you fell in love with them. You know, my parents have been married, like I said, over 60 years, and I have conversations with my father, and we talk about, like, relationships, marriage, kids, raising families, and stuff like that a great deal. And my dad said if he had to remind himself of my mother's heart. He was like, my mom would always move in from a place of her heart, and he could feel it, and it would make him fall in love with her over and over again.
I had to make sure.
So I think,
Still recording.
you just gotta remember things like that, or like why you cordially fell in love with each other. Because, like I said, we human, and we have days where that person is getting on your nerves, you getting on their nerves.
That's normal. Everybody gets on everybody's nerves sometimes.
Yeah, and this was asked to me by our daughter. She said, do you feel like the reason why we stayed together for as long as we have, because Daddy traveled, and it gave us time to be away from each other, and by the time we would be missing each other good, you would be coming back home. I was like, I don't know. I was like, because when we was together, I felt like we was always kind of lovey-dovey, because I remember people used to be like, would y'all get off each other when we would hang out? But
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
stop saying that, because I don't want nobody think I was doing coke.
I told you, whoever
Now
said.
they won't think you did coke. That's your problem. I mean, thinking me.
Hey, it's Bobby and Whitney here.
Hey, no. Miss Williams, he lying. I want my mother-in-law to know he lying. He's not telling the truth.
Bobby and Whitney, look at their love. It was
Toxic as hell.
no, it wasn't. They shit. It
That
wasn't
was toxic, bro.
No, it's not. No. They love wasn't toxic. Oh boy and old girl right now.
No, you talking about Krishan?
Yeah, they shit is toxic, nigga.
That is toxic, but you know what? That is on the same scale, though.
Nah, they shit wasn't like that.
I
ain't even gonna. I watched.
They fought and all kinds of stuff.
I watched the Whitney and Bobby story. No, they shit was not like Krishan, whatever her name is.
Krishan.
Blueface. They
Krishan
shit
and
ain't like
Blueface.
that. They shit is off the charts, nigga.
It is some different shit.
Yeah.
That I've never seen before.
And maybe unless they didn't put some shit in the Bobby Brown Whitney story, yeah, that's totally different. But nigga, bro, that shit, they shit's off the chain.
But yeah, no. To go back to them, like she tripping. She need to take a cause for the pause. I would wonder what the comments was like in her comments. Did you look at her comments?
Who?
The comments on that girl's post.
Nah, somebody else had posted it. Oh boy, I watched Anthony O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on his thing, and he was like, he verified this is actual true.
So what was the comments like? What was people saying in the comments?
Same thing, pretty much saying
Like she crazy.
for the streets. Let her ass go. At least you learned out now.
Right, because imagine building a life with somebody and then you lose your job or you get hurt. You remember what I was saying the other day? Like, when you say your vows, it says for better and for worse. So, like, imagine you get hurt and you can't work. What's it gonna be like?
People don't think about that. They just think you always gonna be good.
You always think about the worst.
They don't think if
The worst
you don't
case
get
scenario.
sick, you don't get cancer, especially nowadays. We done heard too many stories of people we know.
We got some friends right now.
Uh-huh.
And I've never seen a man love somebody the way that Sal does
Oh yeah.
with Tanya. The way he cares for her, the way he takes care of her. He makes her, like, and she's sick with cancer. And the way he does that is beautiful.
Well, you've seen it. Whether it's been vice versa.
I've seen it in my family
Yeah.
because, cancer is something that runs, but it's rare. I'm saying that's like the worst thing you can expect to happen is your partner fighting
Is it?
something. I mean, it can be worse.
I think anything, yeah. I think
But,
you could be a vegetable.
yeah, that's a...
Yeah. People
That can be
starting,
hard.
you can't move, can't do shit. You just a vegetable and you got to do everything.
Yeah, and like you got to be willing
But-
to love people through that stuff.
But people
Are you big enough for that?
People don't think about that. And most people don't even pray that don't be a situation they have to deal with.
No, because, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily... I say a prayer every single morning. That, God, whatever you see fit for me, please make me strong enough to handle whatever you send for me. At the end of my prayer, I pray that every day. God, give me strength to be prepared for whatever you send in my direction, good or bad. And I always, before I even start moving, I pray over my family. And I always lead in that prayer with you because you are the head. If you ain't good, ain't nobody good. And you gotta be out of yourself. I've had days where I pray more for you than I pray for myself, especially when you travel. God, please bring him back off this road to me the way you took him away from me. Lord, I ask that you cover him, keep him safe, protect him from things dangerous, unseen, and seen. I need him to come back. First of all, don't play.
Keep him.
First of all, don't play with me, because you know I don't play about prayer. You know I do that all the time. So you know I'm very about mine.
That's where we moving. Tiny home community.
It ain't gonna be over here.
Why not?
Anyway.
Oh, well, the one I don't even think those weren't even tiny homes. Those were actually full sizes.
Yeah.
That was up like on
Up
stilts,
higher. Yeah. But first, that's I was aggressive with it then. I pray in the morning and at night, and I let your kids see me doing it because I want them to know that it's all of our responsibility to lift you up so you can come back home to us. And I still reiterate that in our family group chats. Whenever the kids is going somewhere, or they getting ready to go out of town, or they getting ready to do something, y'all send up a prayer because Squeak getting ready to go on a trip and we want to cover her. Like, I'm about that. You know I am. So, man, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to get on my knees and pray to God and ask him to cover us. Even in spaces where I'm scared, God, I don't know what is happening right now in my marriage. I don't know what's happening right now with me. I need you to give me strength to help us figure this out. And I won't lie. Sometimes you say that prayer. But you be intervening in it. And sometimes when you do that, it messes up what God's intent is. But you know, I don't have a problem with leaning independent, especially when I don't know what to do. And I've definitely had days where I'm like, God, please help me, because I don't know.
The horse.
I don't want this, but like, if you can help me to keep this. I ain't too big for that. Not at all. And I'm big enough to say that, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this space. How we fix it. But I mean, those are all things that, like, going into a marriage, like, I feel like this how you know you're not ready. If you're not thinking about the worst case scenario that could possibly happen, where you may be in a situation where you or your partner would have to solely sacrifice themselves to make sure you good, you ain't fucking ready. You're not ready. Because shit happen every day.
If you're not ready to say, hey, we gonna sleep in this cardboard box tonight to make it through another day together, you're not ready. You're not gonna say nothing on that?
Well, you said a box?
Yeah, a cardboard box.
Are you talking about like a wood?
No,
wooden
cardboard box. You know, cardboard that we see.
Like the homeless people on the street?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you not,
let's not do too much. Okay.
I'm just saying that's if you say yes, I can do that. You really ready?
I don't want to set that bar.
Nah,
okay?
you gotta set the bar. That's the problem.
I don't want to set that bar.
You gotta set the bar.
Cause I want you to go for something higher. That truck. But I feel like I ask you all the time, what made you know that in that moment after 7 years that you should ask?
I already had my date scheduled. Just like the God in the Bible. Everything was
The day you asked me, you already have set? You already knew. I'm about to ask her today. Shut up, baby.
Right there. Fist bump. Come on.
I don't believe it. I think you're lying.
Okay.
You knew I'm gonna wait 7 years and I'm gonna ask you. David.
Yeah.
You knew going in I'm gonna wait 7 years. Why 7?
What you mean? It's a good number.
Why is it a good number, David?
God's number.
Tell the people.
It's a good number. 7. Good year.
But what if we would have got to year 6 and be like, this so crazy?
And then you wouldn't have made it to 7 then. You was crazy at year 1 and 2. What you mean?
Don't do that.
Shit.
Don't do
If
that.
you wasn't changed. 1, 2, and 3 was crazy year.
Babe, I was crazy for you.
No.
Do you see that? I was crazy for you.
That's your excuse?
I was.
Okay. Keep that excuse.
It's my story, okay?
Yeah.
I can tell it how I
Hold
want.
up, this is our story. What you mean, your story?
But, I mean, we live in a weird world where there's not less parenting.
It's not weird. It's parenting. We ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. We just see, they're just showing all you hear about is the effery who ain't doing parenting. We know people who's parenting and parenting good, so I can't say that. From people we didn't grew up with, who's parenting, having kids, being a parent, doing everything they can. I don't know nobody who ain't. You may not done a perfect job. Nobody does a perfect job. You only do what you can, but you still learning everything as you go and you being a parent.
Just like I told my dad the other day, he was talking about, we was having a conversation about what your kids turn into after you release them into the world. And he was feeling away. And he was like, I did everything I can for y'all, just don't know where it comes from. And I told him, I said, you can't take responsibility of what happens to us once we leave your house and meet the world. The things that we're exposed to, the things that happen to us, they cultivate who we are as human beings. And that doesn't say I had horrible parenting. That just means that sometimes we develop our own sense of being and our own sense of understanding the world. And sometimes it hardens us, and sometimes it softens us. And that's not his ding. He shouldn't feel like I was a bad parent because we didn't all turn out the way he wanted us to be. And I was like, Daddy,
I don't think
sometimes it's not all on him.
It's not, but
You do feel a way.
sometimes you don't have the tools at that time, or you don't see, what can I say? You don't see
what somebody's putting into you.
that too, and you don't see like the future.
Yeah.
It's like our parents, they didn't have the knowledge to give us the tools to survive, well, really be prosperous in our lives, do everything. And I guess that's more financially.
Yeah.
Compared to now, there's so many with
Different nuances that they've
avenues that we now, especially being black, is able to make money and do things that our parents really couldn't do back then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I had to tell one of my kids that, like, you know, like, as a parent, like, we show up as parents, and to our kids, that's all they see. And we either have the responsibility to be transparent with our kids and explain to them that I was a person before I became your parent. And so there's a lot of life that happens before you become a parent. And sometimes you can only give from a place that you received. And that's truly the understanding. I remember being like a few years back with my mom, like, she wasn't a lovey-dovey mother. And I was like, I felt like I was the kid out of the group that needed that type of love and connection and that kind of touch and feel and those type of affirmations. And I almost felt neglected in those spaces. And, you know, it was a conversation my mama was like, with me, I did the best I could with what I had. I can't go back and fix it. So if you ask me to, I don't know what to tell you. And in the moment, I was mad and I was angry, and I left home crying. And I got here and I thought, like, that was a word. Like, she said, I can only love you in a space that I know. And I can't give you something that I never experienced. She doesn't know what that looked like because she came from a mother that was the exact same way. And so, you know, like, I think now in my parenting, as I became a mother, I parented with a very extreme loving embrace. I try to love on my kids. I always told them I love them. I kiss on them. I hug on them. I'm constantly on them. Even Timmy or Slim, that's almost 6 foot tall and all muscle, and I'm coming in right up to his nipple and I'm hugging on him, and though sometimes he seems uncomfortable, I know he knows that that's who I am, and he expects nothing less. So like sometimes I think we have to remember that before our parents became parents, they were people too, and so you can only love somebody from a place of something that you received. And you know, like I didn't receive that as a kid, so I tried my best to give that to my kids. But sometimes when you do that, you lack in other spaces. So I just think, you know, like...
What you telling lies on now about giving the other kids now?
I was talking about, like, me and my mom's situation with...
Oh, they at the bus stop. I was about to say, shit, it's really getting real. That's that lady again.
That ain't her.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is
right there in the wheelchair.
That is not her. I talked to her. She was red with freckles. She is a redhead with freckles. That's an old lady.
I'm talking about her in the wheelchair.
I'm looking at the lady in the wheelchair too. She had gray hair, not red.
Maybe she dyed her hair.
Shut up, baby. Anyway.
You change yours all the time. Look at you now. Island girl.
Island girl will no longer
be island girl.
I ain't gonna be island girl for too long.
Where's my fresh coconut? What you shaking your head for?
Because sometimes that's all I can do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, I was just saying that, like, with, you know, like how I was with my mama, the need for something different, and she was like, I don't have that to give you. And if you expecting for me to fix it now at this age, it's not about to happen. I did the best I could with what I had, and I'm sorry if that wasn't enough.
Is that organic, fresh?
It's Bonzo produce. But so, you know, I was just like, it's just real. It's just what it is.
Like, I'm back here every weekend.
No matter if you like it or not, it just is what it is. I can only do the best that I can with what I have, and I'm sorry if my best ain't good enough for you. With parenting, sometimes it be that way, but you really you really try to do the best you can for them. And I think a lot of times they don't recognize the sacrifice until they have their own families.
Pretty much.
Because now,
like, oh shit, I understand this shit now.
Yeah, way different. Do you want to end the video before you get down and start doing what you do?
Unless you know you got a lot to talk about. Keep talking. If not, we're gonna end it right here. So hey, it's been a good time for the Let's Talk About It. I'm about to clean Red Dragon up and get this dirt off her.
Look, y'all, when we pull up to the car wash, the old guy who owns this car wash, he always have a huge smile on his face when he see David, because we come here every week. I'm sure you probably come more than every week. You come during the week?
Oh no, I really don't come here. I just started coming here really. I came here with the van when I got that van the first time and everything. But so this is maybe this may be my third or fourth time actually coming to this one.
You like to see David coming, so
really. That is not the
he had a smile on his face as soon as he saw you drive up.
Hey, you're back spending money. Yeah, that's
really?
why.
I don't think he was like that.
You're a cool guy. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Do us a favor, hit that notification bell, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that.
Let's give him some daddyisms. If you can't be good.
Really?
If you can't be good, this is my father saying every single time he talks to us. If you can't be good, be the best you can be. And his new one is spread love. Yee!
Sometime, and I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us.